Hi dancers, welcome back to my channel. I'm Claudia Dean and this is Hana. Hana trains at the Dance Company in Brisbane and is just 12 years of age. In today's tutorial, I'm going to be taking you through how to gain an amazing port de bras and upper body, and I'll be demonstrating this on Hana. I'll show you all how to connect and link each movement onto the next to give the illusion that your arms and hands have a really lovely soft quality about them. And I'm going to go through on what muscles you should be using to really get this happening correctly. I was lucky enough in my career with the Royal Ballet to be taught by some amazing coaches who really showed me and taught me how to hold my upper body correctly to give me the professional look in ballet. As most of you know, you obviously watch a lot of YouTube tutorials of amazing ballerinas dancing, and you can see the way they hold their upper body. I'm going to be demonstrating this on Hana and showing her how to work all this correctly. Now Hana, let's get to work and we're going to get started with some basic arm positions. Now first things first dancers, I'm going to show you how to hold your back correctly so that all the tension when you're dancing, it should be in the lower part of the back here and in the lats. So we don't want any tension in the shoulders and in the arms, we want to carry it through here, and this is how we get the professional look. So I'm going to show you how we hold the back, and you would have seen this on a few other of my videos. However, I'm going to show you again. So we're going to lift up the left shoulder just there, Hana, and we're going to try and pull the scapula here to the side and down. Good. And we're going to do it to the other side, lift up, and we pull it to the side and down. Good. And now bring this part of the back forward. Now that's a perfect flat back, Hana, and this is how I want your upper body to stay when we're doing this arm tutorial. The first position we're going to do, Hana, is bra bar. So just put the arms in bra bar for me. Now a few things to watch out for. First of all, make sure the arms aren't too short. So we want to make sure they're nice and long that way. That's it. And the other correction I want you to make sure of is making sure these aren't too far apart here. So the fingertips should just sort of stay the width of your face there, down. That's good. Now Hana, we're going to lift our arms up to first position. Now when we do this, if you can just go back down to bra bar for me, really try and make sure that the arms and the fingertips, they're sort of away from your body. So when we're dancing on stage, we don't want anything that's too close. We want to try and make sure that the arms are nice and far away from the body, so it really gives an expansive look on stage. Okay, and you can do this with every position. That's it, so you lengthen them away. Perfect. Always as well, keep the shoulders in place, like we did before with the lats. That's good. All right, now in first, the only thing I want you to watch out for is making sure it's in line with your belly button. So there, that's it, perfect. Now Hana, we're going to go out to second. Before we go out to second, as you would know, I'm really big on fingertips. So I always say the fingertips need to articulate, and I'll go through a little exercise after we've done these positions and show you what you can do to help make this happen. But when we're here, we want the fingertips to start the movement, so we don't want that to happen, we want that to happen. So the arms, once again, they're moving away from the body. So on stage, it looks really expansive. Now in second, Hana, what we want to watch out for is making sure we have a really long line that continues. So you can see at the moment that the line actually stops where your wrist is, it sort of cuts in. What we want is the palms facing the audience. That's it. So now if we go through this checklist, down, and then we're going to make sure the elbows lifted up. That's it, so the shoulder stays down, the elbows up, and then we're going to make sure the palms are to the audience that way. So now you have a lovely, long, expansive line in second. Now Hana, before we go into our next position, which is going to be open fifth from second, I just want to talk to you about the elbows. So I always love a lot of movement in the elbows. So I always feel that when we move the elbows, that gives sort of the illusion once again that the arms are floating, okay? So I'm going to show you from second position how we would transition up into open fifth using the elbows. Okay, so first of all, you're going to remember the back. So we're going to make sure we're doing up, side, down. Good. Now go to second. All right, now all I want you to feel here is that the elbows instigate this movement up to open fifth. So elbows go up and the palms will probably stay now down to the floor. So you almost feel like a swan. That's it. Good, perfect. Could you feel the arms and the back working then? That's fabulous, because on stage, that would give a really soft line rather than it going straight. Now Hana, from open fifth, I want you to go into fifth position here, and all I want you to watch out for is that the two elbows, they're in line with your ears, so we're going to pull that back, but then I want you to make sure that this part of the arm here is slightly forward. That's it. So elbows are back in line with the ears, and then that forward part of the arm there is gonna stay slightly further forward, just so your balance is more that way rather than straight up and backwards. Okay, so it'll be easy to balance if you're there. Now from fifth position, Hana, as we were talking about the fingertips before, instigating the movement, I want you to do that here. So you're gonna go up, and now we're gonna go into a third position with the right arm in front. That's perfect, good. Okay, now can you swap and put the left arm in front? Now, as we do so, if you can go back to that right arm, I want you to try and make sure the left fingertips are the last thing to come in when you bring the arm in. That's it. Rather than it doing this, so watch this right hand, rather than it going and cutting straight in, I want you to make sure that's really soft as the hand comes across. Perfect, now go to the other side. That's good, and just make sure this is right in line with the front of the body, and you're gonna slightly extend the arms again. So they're really broad and away from the body. That's it. So they're broad and away, and go again. One more time, away. Fabulous. As we've spoken about the fingers a lot, Hana, making sure they're really articulating, I'm going to give you a little exercise. Now it's very simple, and it's something that you do when you're sort of 7 years of age or even younger, maybe 4, all right? But we usually forget it. I think as technique gets harder and harder, we sort of forget those basic little corrections we get told when we're little, okay? So if you can, you're going to practice this for me. You're going to put your arms together, yeah? And now all I want you to do is articulate through the hands. Pressure, 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 and then you're gonna release. That's it, and they should really soften as you release. Then go again, come together, and go, 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 and then release. That's it. And maybe just keep the fingers closer together as you do this. That's it, so make sure they're not out. So you're gonna keep them together, and then release. That's it. And if you can just keep practicing that, you'll find that'll just transition slowly into your adage and your port de bras the more you practice it. Go there.